The Sixth Sense is remembered not just for its shocking twist, but for the extraordinary care hidden inside its storytelling. From dialogue and sound to costume and symbolism, every detail was placed with intention. What follows is a rewritten version of the given text, turned into a smooth paragraph without skipping any word, followed by clear points that explain each numbered secret. The transition feels natural, and audiences accept it without question, because it's the quietest reveal in movie history, hiding the truth behind careful pacing and natural dialogue. The twist was right there in the first 5 minutes, but the filmmaking is so assured that viewers never stop to question the gap, and Shyamalan knew exactly what he was doing from the very first frame. Number 10, I See Dead People nearly got cut, proving that some of cinema's most iconic lines almost never made it to the screen. When studio executives reviewed the script, they thought the now legendary phrase, I see dead people, sounded corny and melodramatic, and they wanted it changed or removed entirely, worried audiences would laugh at the wrong moment. Shyamalan fought hard to keep the line, knowing it was the emotional center of the entire story. The phrase wasn't meant to shock, it was Cole's desperate confession, a moment of vulnerable honesty after holding a terrifying secret alone. The simplicity of the words matched the directness of a child finally telling the truth. Without that line, The Sixth Sense might never have entered pop culture history, yet it became one of the most quoted and parodied moments of its era, instantly recognizable even to people who never saw the film. The director's instinct proved right, turning what executives feared into an unforgettable piece of cinema. Number 11, Cold Air Means Ghosts Are Near, and environmental storytelling teaches audiences without a single word being spoken. Every ghostly encounter in The Sixth Sense is marked by a sudden noticeable temperature drop. As the air grows cold, breath becomes visible, and the atmosphere shifts from ordinary to threatening in seconds. This subtle clue trains viewers to sense danger through their environment rather than relying on dialogue or jump scares. Once you notice the pattern, you start anticipating the supernatural before it appears, and the cold becomes a character itself, announcing the presence of the departed before they step into frame. It's one of Shyamalan's most effective storytelling techniques, creating dread through atmosphere rather than shock. The approach respects the audience's intelligence, trusting them to pick up on the pattern and feel the tension building, as temperature becomes the film's most reliable warning system. Number 12, The Sound You Never Noticed, reminds us that the most effective scares work on your body before your mind understands why. The sound designers added low-frequency tones just below the range of conscious hearing during the film's most tense moments. These infrasic frequencies exist at the edge of human perception, and viewers couldn't consciously detect the sound, but their bodies reacted anyway with feelings of unease, anxiety, and discomfort. It's a psychological trick that manipulates physical responses, making audiences feel wrong without knowing why. The technique heightens dread without relying on a single traditional scare, and this invisible layer of sound design demonstrates the craft that separates good horror from great psychological tension. While audiences focused on what they could see, the soundtrack was working beneath their awareness, creating an atmosphere of wrongness that pervaded every haunted moment. Number 13, The Deleted Hospital Wagon Scene, shows that not every film scene makes it to the final cut, and creative restraint often saves a film. A deleted sequence showed Cole witnessing grotesque ghosts in a hospital basement after being drawn to a medical supply wagon. The scene was intense, disturbing, and technically well executed, but Shyamalan made the difficult decision to cut it entirely. He realized the graphic imagery distracted from the story's emotional tone and pushed the film too far into pure horror territory. The moment was effective as a scare, but it undermined the delicate balance between fear and heartache that made the film special. That choice proved his wisdom as a storyteller, as the restraint turned potential horror into genuine emotional weight, keeping the focus on Cole's suffering rather than shocking the audience. It's the balance that made The Sixth Sense timeless rather than just another ghost movie. Number 14, The Wardrobe Clue Everyone Missed, proves that costume design can tell an entire story without a word of dialogue. Malcolm Crowe never changes his clothes after the opening scene where Vincent shoots him, and throughout the rest of the film, he wears the same grey sweater, white shirt, and dark jacket in various combinations, pieces that all appeared in that first sequence. It's a visual signal that he's frozen in time, stuck in the moment of his passing. Each piece of his wardrobe serves as a quiet reminder of what really happened, sitting right there on screen for anyone paying close enough attention. The repetition feels natural at first, but becomes significant upon rewatching. This subtle costume choice is one of the film's most elegant clues, as it never draws attention to itself during a first viewing, yet it's completely consistent with the twist. Once you know the truth, Malcolm's unchanging appearance becomes impossible to ignore, a brilliant example of hiding evidence in plain sight. Number 15, Shyamalan's hidden cameo, shows how directors often place themselves in their own films, and this appearance carries thematic weight. Night. Shyamalan briefly plays the doctor, examining Cole at the hospital, delivering his assessment with detached clinical skepticism. His performance lasts only moments, but it's perfectly calibrated to the film's larger themes. The cameo isn't just a playful signature, it mirrors how adults throughout the movie ignore or dismiss the truth, staring them in the face. Shyamalan embodies the rational skepticism that makes Cole's isolation so painful, and his character represents everyone who refuses to believe what they can't explain. It's a subtle personal touch that deepens the film's exploration of disbelief and misunderstanding. The director literally places himself in the role of someone who can't see what's really happening, becoming part of the problem his story examines. Few viewers catch the appearance, but it adds another layer to the film's careful construction. Number 16, Hidden Psalm in the church scene, reveals how religious symbolism layers meaning beneath the surface of key scenes. During one of the film's most emotionally charged moments in the church, Latin words from Psalm 130 are visible on the wall behind Cole. The text reads, "Out of the depths I cry to you, O Lord," a desperate plea for divine intervention and salvation. The placement isn't accidental, as the psalm mirrors Cole's silent cry for help, his desperate need for someone to understand and believe him. His calling out from his own depths of fear and isolation, surrounded by people who can't or won't hear what he's really saying. This quiet layer of spiritual symbolism adds depth that few viewers consciously notice during their first viewing. The words hang there throughout the scene, commenting on Cole's suffering without ever being directly acknowledged. It's the kind of deliberate detail that reveals Shyamalan's meticulous approach to every frame. Number 17, The Hidden Six motif, shows how attention to detail can elevate a film from good to extraordinary. Shyamalan wove the number 6 throughout The Sixth Sense in countless subtle ways, including room numbers, table settings, decorative elements, and background details. These tiny references to the title appear everywhere once you start looking for them. The motif isn't heavy-handed or obvious, as it's woven into the fabric of the film's visual design. A door marked with the number, 6 objects arranged on a shelf, and patterns that repeat the digit in ways that feel natural rather than forced reward attentive viewers who catch the pattern. These references show just how detail-obsessed Shyamalan's direction truly was, as every element of the frame served a purpose, contributing to the film's carefully constructed world. The Hidden Sixes became an Easter egg for devoted fans, proof that nothing in the film happened by accident. Number 18, Philadelphia was the film's soul, because location shapes a film's identity in ways that go beyond simple backdrop. The Sixth Sense was shot entirely in Shyamalan's hometown of Philadelphia, and the city's character seeps into every scene.